Hello everyone, welcome to Adam the Flop Bops. I'm your host Adam Barrera. If you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. But if you're not subscribed, you're a flop and you need to do that right away so you can hear all the music tea that I love talking about. I'm very excited for this episode because I'm talking about some iconic music comebacks of 2022, and who doesn't love a good pop music comeback? There are three artists who I believe had the biggest comebacks of the year, and those artists are Bebe Rexha, Meghan Trainor, and Lizzo. I'm gonna start off by talking about the queen, Bebe Rexha. Fun fact regarding Bebe Rexha before I begin, I actually met her recently at the AMAs and she recognized me, you guys. It was so crazy. I'm such a Bebe Rexha fan, so the fact that she knew who I was had me shook. Our interaction was kind of cute. I went up to her and I was like, Bebe, hi. And she was looking at me like she knew who I was, and she even said, I know you, I recognize you. And I was like, I'm on TikTok if you know me from there. She's like, you're that flip-flop guy from TikTok. And I was like, yeah, that's me. So yeah, that was the highlight of my 2022. Anyways, on to Bebe's iconic comeback of this year. So Bebe Rexha had a variety of successful collaborations between 2015 and 2017, and that's what most people know her for. But she was really everywhere in 2018 with her song Meant to Be. It was one of the most successful pop country crossovers in history. It spent a full year on the Hot 100 chart and it peaked at number 2. It would have hit number 1 if it weren't for God's Plan by Drake, which was at number 1 for multiple weeks. I'm still very salty about it because could you imagine Bebe Rexha getting her first number 1 hit? Like, how iconic does that sound? But anyways, Meant to Be was followed by her debut album, Expectations, which peaked at number 13 on the Billboard 200, which is pretty good for a debut album. As a huge Rexar, I was so happy when Bebe was having this big moment in 2018, and I really thought that she would become the next main pop girl. However, her second album, Better Mistakes, which she released in 2021, didn't have nearly as much success. It debuted and peaked at number 140 on the Billboard 200, and Bebe actually addressed this album underperforming on Twitter. I'm going to read you a tweet that she made after the album debuted at number 140. She said, upsetting, but I won't give up. My career was built on failures and not following the mold. I won't stop, I never have and never will. I still believe in this album, and I still will push no matter what. And she did continue pushing. She did not let this negatively affect her career. If this happened to most artists, they would definitely fall off afterwards and not be able to have another hit song again. But this did not happen with Bebe Rexha. This year, an unreleased song she recorded back in 2017 with David Guetta called I'm Good went viral on TikTok. Basically, the story behind the song is that years ago, David performed it and kind of teased it at a music festival, so for a while it was just living on YouTube. But then this year, an audio recording from that performance transferred over to TikTok when over 200,000 people used it in their videos. This inspired David and Bebe to finally release the song, and it became one of the most streamed songs of the year, receiving over 460 million Spotify streams, and it also reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 7. Although I am extremely happy that Bebe was able to have this big comeback moment, I do wish it was with a solo song of hers. She has so many good solo songs and album tracks that I just wish people would hear. I feel like a lot of people know who Bebe Rexha is and they know her name, but they don't really associate her songs with her. And I think the reason for that is that most of her hit songs are collaborations, so if she has that one big solo hit, I think that'll really help her. Now onto the next big comeback of the year, which belonged to Meghan Trainor. So Meghan Trainor had a lot of success with her first 2 albums. Her debut album Title in 2015 had 3 top 10 hits, including the number 1 smash hit All About That Bass, and her second album Thank You in 2016 had the top 10 hit No and the top 20 hit Me Too. Although Meghan was on fire for these 2 years, her third album, Treat Myself in 2020, did not make much noise. It peaked at number 25, so it was her first album to not reach the top 10, and it also only had 2 songs chart, No Excuses and Nice to Meet Ya, but No Excuses only peaked at number 46, and Nice to Meet Ya only peaked at number 89. I love a lot of Meghan Trainor songs, especially songs from her album Treat Myself, so it was really hard to see her go through this. She was pretty quiet with music for the next 2 years, but thanks to TikTok, she's been able to have another smash hit, which I feared would never happen again. Leading up to the release of her album Taking It Back, she teased her song Made You Look, and it went extremely viral even before its release, and since then it has over 2.4 million videos using the audio on TikTok. This led the song to so far peak at number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100, and I could really see it reaching the top 10. Meghan absolutely deserves this. I feel like she works harder than most artists on her TikTok page, and that has really worked out for her. I did make another video talking a little bit more about Meghan Trainor's comeback, which I will put in the description, but I thought that it was really necessary to include her in this video. So the next artist I want to talk about is Lizzo, and I was debating on even putting her in this video because it's not like she had a major flop era, But then I was looking back to this year and thought about Damn Time, and I think that song was a big comeback moment for her. So Lizzo had two big hits in 2019 that really established her as a main pop girl. Truth Hurts was her first hit, peaking at number 1, and her single after that, Good as Hell, peaked at number 3. The timing of this was just perfect because it was right when she released her debut album, 'Cause I Love You, and the album ended up peaking at number 4 and charting for 145 weeks. After her big era in 2019, she didn't release music for a while, but she finally made a return in 2021 with Rumors featuring Cardi B. Although this song had a high debut at number 4, it only spent 7 weeks on the chart, so people kind of forgot about it. After this, I sort of thought that Lizzo would become an albums artist where her albums would still perform well and people would still stream them, but she wouldn't have another big hit single like Truth Hurts and Good as Hell. But at the beginning of 2022, she released her song About Damn Time, and at first, it didn't do very well. It originally debuted at number 50 and it started falling after that, but then after a massive dance trend emerged on TikTok, it started rapidly rising and eventually it peaked at number 1. With this song, and really with all of Lizzo's hits, I feel like she has proven that she is the queen of sleeper hits. Back in 2019, Truth Hurts was 2 years old and Good as Hell was 3 years old, but both songs became huge hits that year. And then this year, About Damn Time wasn't a big hit at first, but then thanks to TikTok, it became massive and got Lizzo multiple Grammy nominations, including nominations for Song of the Year and Record of the Year, and I think she has a really good shot at winning both of those. So I think this is just a sign for artists, even if your music is flopping, do not give up because you really never know what could happen in the future. I'm so happy for Bebe Rexha, Meghan Trainor, and Lizzo. I feel like their comebacks were very well deserved, and I just hope they continue to have even more hits in the future. I really like talking about music comebacks, and I think I can make this a little series on my YouTube channel, so let me know in the comments what your favorite music comeback of all time was. Thank you all so much for tuning into this episode of Adam the Flop Bops. I'm your host, Adam Barrera. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that right away so you can hear me talk about all your faves, and also make sure to check out my short form content on my other social media profiles.